the big news right now is Maricopa County.
That's right. And so we just got, it's not in this board yet. You're going to see these. This is Maricopa County, biggest county in Arizona. This is Phoenix area. And you see right now, the update that I just saw has not been reflected. So you're going to see these numbers change any second now. But how they are going to change, this was a big update here of more than 75,000 votes. These are votes that were returned prior to Election Day. So we expected these to be Democratic. Mark Kelly, the Democrat, is going to pick up 43,616. I'll write that down. 43,616 from Mark Kelly. And Blake Masters, the Republican, is going to pick up 33,292. So that's, you can see there, it's a change there of about 9,300 votes, a difference of about 9,300 votes. Kelly's going to net more than 9,000 votes here. He's going to add to his statewide lead with that. So if you add 9,300, I'm going to go back and show you the statewide tally right now. And again, this doesn't yet reflect what we just got out of Maricopa County. The numbers I'm giving you are from the Maricopa County Recorder's Office. They put them up on the website, then they get put into our system. That's why there's a bit of a delay here. But this is going to bring Mark Kelly's statewide lead up to almost 114,000 votes. That's what it's going to sit at when this update comes in. So this is very significant because, again, Maricopa is the biggest in the state. They'd released a big batch last night. It had boosted Mark Kelly. They were talking about releasing another big batch tonight. They just did 75,000 votes. And again, you're going to see Kelly's lead climb statewide because of it. And we're getting to a point with this release from Maricopa County that the biggest thing left now in Maricopa and in the state is going to be these ballots that were dropped off in person on Election Day. There are going to be other ballots coming in from Pima and from some of these other counties, but the biggest single source of attention, and again, I'm waiting for this to be added, but the single source of, biggest source of attention now is going to shift to 290,000 ballots that were dropped off by voters in person on Election Day. And it's a big wild card here because in 2020, this vote, this type of vote that was dropped off in person on Election Day was a very Republican-friendly vote. Donald Trump was winning these updates 59-60% of the vote. We're not sure it'll be Republican this year. Democrats think there's some reasons to suspect it might be more Democratic-friendly this time around. But if you're a Democrat, if you're Mark Kelly's campaign, you want to assume the worst from your standpoint. You want to assume that that is not going to be a favorable number for you. So you want to have this lead. You want to have a big enough lead over Blake Masters so that when they start counting up that 290,000 votes, if you are taking a hit, you got a big enough lead to absorb it. And we're in a situation now where, again, this Kelly lead, just looking here, it's on the recorder site. It should be in here any second now. This Kelly lead will be about 114,000 votes over Masters statewide. So again, Masters will have an opportunity, but he'll have to drive up huge numbers. I think numbers bigger than Donald Trump was driving up, perhaps significantly bigger than Donald Trump was driving up with those votes that were dropped off in person on Election Day. So this is what Democrats were hoping for. Last night, they got a pad out of Maricopa County. We knew there was another big batch of votes coming tonight. Democrats, again, are going to get an increase in Mark Kelly's lead from that. The wild card here is this is the Senate race we're looking at. There's also the governor's race. You see Kelly's lead in the Senate race. In the governor's race, Katie Hobbs, she's also about to get a boost here from this update from Maricopa County. You're going to watch her lead go to the high 20,000s. But the problem is Hobbs is not nearly as far ahead of her Republican opponent, Kari Lake, as Mark Kelly is ahead of his Republican opponent, Blake Masters. And if that final big, giant batch of votes I'm describing there, that 290,000, does in fact break decisively for the Republicans, it may not be enough for Blake Masters to catch Mark Kelly, but it could very well be enough for Kari Lake to catch Katie Hobbs and to win this race. So it's for Democrats, they really hope that 290,000 votes, which I think tomorrow we might start getting a taste of, they really want that to be more of a 50-50 split or only slightly Republican, because if it's heavily Republican, we're getting to the point with these numbers here where that would put Kari Lake probably over the top, though it may very well not be enough to put Blake Masters over the top. But again, I thought these numbers would come in by now, but again, from the Maricopa County Recorder site. That is what was just released. They were promising that batch at about 10 p.m. Eastern time. And again, to repeat them for you, Mark Kelly is going to gain 43,616 votes here, and Blake Masters is going to pick up 33,292. That's the big update from Maricopa County. It's the only one we expect from them tonight. We expect another one this time tomorrow. And this time tomorrow, it should be getting into that mysterious batch of 290,000 that'll be decisive in this race.
Steve, so we're going to get more tomorrow. Then what? What's the remaining timetable for counting the rest of these votes in Arizona?
Yeah, and they had a press conference earlier today, and it does sound like it's going to take some time. This is, as you can see, an update here of about 76,000 votes there. Okay, now, if you just saw on our screen, there it is. It's now updated. 114,894 is Mark Kelly's lead statewide over Blake Masters. And by the way, in the governor's race, that puts Katie Hobbs ahead, 26,879 votes. So what election officials in Maricopa were saying earlier at their press conferences, don't expect the batches to be much bigger than what we've been seeing. 62,000 last night, 76,000 tonight. So if there's 290,000 to be counted, we could have a series of these updates that take us into next week, plausibly. So again, one thing to keep in mind, though, that's why seeing that first batch of the 290,000 counted, when we finally do see that, it's such a critical question what it looks like. Because with Mark Kelly taking a lead like this over Blake Masters, if it becomes clear that those same day, the ballots that were dropped off same day are not overwhelmingly Republican, then you're going to see that Mark Kelly is on his way to victory in this race. Because what Masters needs is an overwhelmingly Republican tilt to those votes. Could be there, but he needs something overwhelming to have the plausible ability to catch Mark Kelly now that Mark Kelly's built this kind of a lead. So the race may, depending on how those ballots look, be callable before everything is counted. But like I said, if it's heavily, heavily Republican, then Masters could have a chance. It would take an awful lot for Masters to catch Kelly. But certainly in the governor's race, Kari Lake would have a chance of catching Katie Hobbs.